Tips for order from China in bulk. Here is the 10 tips importers should care about when order bulk from China. 1. Don't think that a factory, trading company, sourcing agent, manufacturer, and supplier are all the same thing. There are a lot of terms to keep track of in this industry, and a lot of them have some overlap, but knowing what's what will save you a lot of frustration. A factory is a location where your product is built, whether by people or machines. A trading company is a middleman. They find the supplier for you, and they ship you the product, but before they ship it, they raise the price a bit to make their own profit. A sourcing agent is similar to a trading company, but not the same. They are more like a liaison. Sourcing agents might put you in direct contact with different factories, or vet multiple suppliers to find you the best price. They also usually provide factory and product inspections, and shipping and logistics opportunities. The terms manufacturer and supplier are used very loosely. They could overlap with any of the previous 3 terms. Then we have what they call manufacturers and suppliers. These are used very loosely. As a general rule of thumb, they could be any of the previous 3. Often a manufacturer is synonymous with the factory, while the supplier is even broader. 2. Don't evaluate the price only. With all quotations in hand, it's time to select the suppliers. Although prices impact business profitability, it's important to consider that the cheapest supplier isn't always the right one. On the other hand, the most expensive supplier isn't a guarantee of the best possible services. Instead, it's better to address issues related to quality, flexibility, and delivery experience in that particular area. This will provide a full idea of how the provided service will be, and will prevent you from receiving something cheap, but very unsatisfactory. Beware also of those not to be missed offers. If the product proves to be of quality and the provider company is a large-sized one, a price far below the market's may be a sign that there is something wrong. 3. Don't try to negotiate on shipping. There's a big difference between comparing shipping prices and trying to negotiate on shipping. There are only so many suppliers who will be willing to negotiate with you on the shipping because they have to charge a minimum price. Sometimes, they'll charge you exactly what shipping costs them, and sometimes they'll charge you a little extra, because they have to make money, too. Trying to negotiate on shipping might make a supplier think you don't know what you are talking about, and then they'll be less likely to want to continue working with you. So, don't negotiate on shipping, just compare shipping prices between a few different suppliers to find the best deal. 4. Don't think that most suppliers on Alibaba are factories. A lot of suppliers on Alibaba will tell you they are factories, even if they are not, and that's normal. For them, it's just good business, but the majority of them are probably just trading companies who have bought their products directly from factories and raised the price a bit to make a profit when reselling them. 5. Don't assume a supplier must be a factory because they call themselves a factory. Just because a supplier shows you pictures of a factory doesn't mean they are really a factory. Nowadays, you can build a website and put whatever you want on it, and so can suppliers. But that doesn't mean they are trying to cheat you or scam you. They just know that Western brains think going directly to the factory will get them the best price. However, that isn't always the case. 6. Don't think that working directly with a factory means you'll be paying less. Often, trading companies can offer you better prices than factories. Why? Because they have great relationships with factories, so factories give them better deals. If you are new to working with a particular factory, it's going to take time for you to earn their trust and build a good relationship with them. Factories won't start giving you better deals on products until they trust you. However, factories already have good relationships with trading companies, so trading companies get better deals. Then, those trading companies pass those deals on to you. 7. Don't think it will only take a month to get your product sourced and shipped to Amazon's warehouse. If you are building a highly customized product, it's obviously going to take time to build. Expect custom products to take up to 6 months, easily, from the start of product research all the way to the day you ship your product to Amazon FBA. In this case, I highly recommended using a sourcing agent to help walk you through the process. Even if you are not building a brand new product, research, differentiation, production, and shipping still take time. Budget at least 2 to 3 months for sourcing and shipping your product. 8. Working with a China local sourcing agent. Particularly when you are starting out with your Amazon selling a business, it is important to get guidance and support from the right experts. Failing to do so can expose your business to serious risks, including fraud, product quality issues, and legal risks. A China sourcing agent is well versed in all aspects of sourcing products from China for Amazon sellers and offers assistance throughout the process, starting with selecting the right supplier, negotiating the best price, and shipping the order. Even experienced sellers benefit by working with a reputed sourcing agent. As the sourcing agent has an office in China, not only can they carry out a visual inspection of the manufacturer's facility, but they can ensure a fair deal, while building a strong relationship with the local supplier. The sourcing agent also conducts a factory audit and performs an objective assessment of the staff, equipment, processes, automation, and management structure, as well as other factors such as social responsibility or sustainable sourcing. 9. Don't assume that just because you signed a contract with a supplier that they won't share your idea. What if, a month after you launch your newest product, you see it being advertised by your supplier and by 20 other suppliers on Alibaba? Don't ever assume suppliers are going to honor your contract. Instead, find ways to de-risk yourself. One way to stop your product from getting hijacked is to have one supplier build all the pieces of the product separately. Then, have those pieces shipped to you, and assemble the product yourself. That way, your supplier doesn't know what the product actually looks like. The final product is yours alone. Another easy way to de-risk yourself is, of course, by differentiating. Add accessories and extras to your products, and they'll be harder to duplicate. 10. Don't assume there is something wrong with a supplier who won't drop the price until you meet a certain mark. Imagine you are shopping for coffee. You go to Walmart and you buy a bag of coffee beans. Then, you go to Sam's Club and buy a massive bucket of coffee beans. When you break the price down, the cost per bean at Sam's Club will be much lower than the cost per bean at Walmart. Why? Because you are buying a greater quantity of beans. Buying things in bulk is cheaper. The supplier wants to know the time and labor spent building your product is going to yield a big enough scale to be worthwhile. Suppliers won't lower their mock if it isn't worth their time. Buying bulk from China. Final words. The most important part of bulk buy products from China is the quality control. Undoubtedly, these are the continuous accumulation of experience and the understanding of price and quality. Buy wholesale from China has a multitude of advantages. You are getting mass production and at extremely affordable rates. Plus, you can get the items you want at varying degrees of quality. Essentially, you'll never encounter troubles shopping for what you want. So when heading there for a business agreement, it is best if you keep in mind a long-term perspective. You should negotiate, inspect, and ship in a manner that guarantees that you make loyal connections, even if things go awry the first time. Also, you could always hire an agent to help you with the communication and tracking of the orders you place. The previous guide should provide insight on how to buy wholesale from China, but if you need product sourcing company and have any more questions for how to buy things in bulk from China, then simply contact us.